My brother got me coffee again, y'all. This time, Duncan did their shit. As you can see. What it do, baby? How you doing? How you feeling? How you vibing? How you coming? Cause it's real if it's nothing, and it's real cause it's something. I don't know what I just said. What's up, y'all? It's a beautiful day. Low-key coming out, I'm just like, oh, like, we're already here. Time is flying. Let me get on my subject line and talk to my people. So without further ado, welcome back to another episode of Present Not Perfect. I'm your host, Mimi Jeanite. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about who you are, in it and out of it. What happens there? Type shit. Let's get into it. Within this society, right, we oftentimes find ourselves feeling like we gotta do something to get something. In the basic sense of that entire concept, you do have to do something to get something. Sometimes it's like, you have to put in work in order to get some type of return. Anything you have to do that. Sometimes people just have an easier time receiving, and sometimes people have to put more work in to get that same return. That's cool, that's fine, that's the way the universe works for them. Cool, do your thing. Then sometimes we get to a point, we get to a peak, a threshold of some sort, and we feel like we need to do something else that would compromise who we are in order for us to reach another level that we want to be in. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to reiterate, I want to remind everyone, including myself, on these days where I just feel like, what is going on? What is for you will never, it cannot pass you by unless you let it go. Unless you are the one to release it. You can do this consciously, or you can do that subconsciously, based off of the emotions that you feel, the motions that you make, the things you think about that you believe are for you, and all of those things combined, what you are making your reality, essentially, right? So for someone that is of a particular character, you move throughout life a certain way, where certain things you're not gonna do. Certain things, it doesn't fit in your moral compass. It doesn't fit in your moral standard. So the moment you hit a peak and you have people telling you that you have to become this type of person in order to acquire this outcome, it makes you discouraged, and it makes you feel like, well, maybe this is the only way that I can attain anything that I'm trying to get past this point. But if you really think about it, the only people benefiting from that is the people telling you, because then who you've become is someone just like them. And if you not even despise, but sort of despise like that type of energy before reaching this point, then you also have to look at yourself to assess like what has made you comfortable with the energy of being within an environment that used to make you feel ick, especially if you know that the energy is not of high frequency, like it's not of light, love, hope, faith. You know that this is destruction, to destroy, to harm another. What is making you so comfortable? What has come to this point in your life in order for you to feel so comfortable to do that to someone when you originally thought that idea to be disgusting? In order for us to acquire more abundance, sometimes, and this is a lot of people's belief, sometimes you have to do things that are bad. That's a common belief amongst so many people. The moment you believe that to be true, that's the only way you're going to be able to get anything that you believe you want or should have. But if you continue to remind yourself that there are ways for people to receive abundance, opulence, just so much of it. There's so many ways for us to be able to acquire that type of lifestyle without us harming someone else. We change the narrative then. We break the foundation of whatever was trying to conform us into its society. You should never have to change who you are in order to fit in somewhere. You should never have to become someone else outside of who you are as an entity, an individual, because you're going to grow. You're going to become more of who you are. You're not going to become somebody else though. You're not going to become somebody that you can't even look at yourself because you don't even know who you are when you look in the mirror. You're not going to become that. You're going to become more of you. So if more of you is essentially somebody that would harm somebody without any regret or remorse, do your thing. But if you are somebody that is opposed to that and you feel some type of way about making somebody feel like shit just because you want to reach some higher high, then I'm talking to you. I think the point of it goes to then, because we know that there are these types of rules in play by other people already, that we could put ourselves in harm's way as the people getting fucked over once we get to that height, that level, which is understandable because we're not all knowing. We can only assume so far as to how people will interact with us and be themselves with us. So we can only put our trust so far in someone. Jesus had Judas. I don't know if he knew from get, but he found out, and then he knew, and then he told out, just, do what you gotta do, bruh. You gotta do what you gotta do then. So in that sense, it's like, for me, in this moment in time, to reach the level that I want to reach, I know for myself, I will not do harm to someone else to reach the goal that I want to reach, because then I will not be able to live with myself. So even if I get what I want, it's not going to be fulfilling because the way that I got it was fucked up. So sometimes it may take a little bit longer for me to get exactly where I want because I refuse to do something to someone that I wouldn't want done to myself. And it takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of consideration just to be able to be like, okay, no, I'm not going to do that. Like it would be easy to be like, yeah, sure, of course. Like, especially if I'm going to get bigged up. Why wouldn't I? But nah. Especially if this person gets fucked up on the way there. Because whatever's for me is for me. I don't have to take from anybody. I don't have to move, bulldoze, whatever it may be, anyone else to get what's mine. It will be freely given to me. I will be open to receive. I don't have to take from anyone. There's the difference. It will be given. I don't have to take it. So with the sense of it being somebody, to the point of it being like, okay, I've gotten to this point in life and somebody wants to harm me, right? Because they believe that being in my position is going to better them and where they want to go and further themselves into. So now we're in the predicament where I'm prey. In a sense, most times in the life of the prey, they have a choice. They can either surrender or they can fight. And I feel like a lot of prey pick up strategy in order to stay alive. And not to say that prey are weak, not to say that at all. This is to showcase that there is another way of negotiating or having life play out as you understand the game. So there would be certain protocols you could put in place to protect yourself. I feel the more that you know, the better you are equipped to navigate the situation, to take it from the blueprint. Most times, the harm that will be done to you will be from the people closest to you, right? So the more you are able to understand who you have around you, you would be able to gauge when something feels off because you've picked up on this knowledge about this person, and knowing that energy is real and that we can pick up on frequency and waves within our body, building on our intuition to trust it when it says not to do something or to do something. Those are the differences that separate the prey that have to surrender and the prey that gets to fight. Because at every point in life, we're either predator or prey. So regardless of, you're still going to have to know this as a concept to survive when you're trying to level up. It's funny because I literally just saw on one of my Virgo gang stories. He said that a supervisor of his is intimidated by him. But he doesn't want his supervisor's job. He just likes helping people. So how is he to get her to be comfortable around him without feeling intimidated? Even if you're not trying to harm somebody, you just living in your truth, elevating to the heights that you want to strive for, will intimidate somebody. It will make somebody feel like you're trying to harm them, like you are trying to take what's theirs, even if you're not. The only thing you can do in that point is be yourself. Well, Not the only thing. There's so many things you can do. But one of the things that you could do is be yourself. Continue shining your light for the person to see that, you know what, like, either you like me or you don't. Regardless of, I'm still going to be doing me. I may not even be here in 6 months, you know, like I may be somewhere else with another position that has nothing to do with what you got going on. So in order for me to be good, I'm just going to keep doing me, right? I'm going to keep shining. The other thing that I saw someone post, which was, I agree with, because there is power in the tongue. There is power when you speak. There is power when you say something and you actually believe it, is to pray for that person. Pray good on that person. Pray that they see the goodness of you. Like, and the fact that you're not trying to undercut them in any type of way, but that you are just there doing your job and you love what you do. And this is why you do it at such capacity. So then it could change their heart toward you. If they don't receive it, then that good comes back to you. You know, you spoke good out. If it has nowhere to land, it will come back to you and you will be blessed even more. That will make them more salty, of course. However, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You do what you got to do. So essentially, within this subject today, I'm just speaking on never leaving your lane to reach another level, because you will only thrive in your lane. The moment you try to take someone else's spot or do something underhanded, then you really gotta watch your back. You really gotta watch your back, because it's an ugly world out there. Do you see what I see? It's an ugly world out there, but it could change. It could be so pretty. It could be beautiful. So setting up all those strategies, keeping yourself in good integrity, keeping yourself with like, I mean to do you no wrong. My intentions are pure. I'm moving off of love, faith, hope, and prosperity. Everything good when it comes to me and when it comes to you. I ain't got shit against you. I'm moving with God properties. Ain't shit against you, bruv. From there, you will have the opportunity to fight. It may be a long fight. It may be stressful, but you will come out the other side to go even more on the blueprint. Knowing who you have around you, you can either let them be themselves, or you can see their darkness, their shadow side, as something to separate from. Like, okay, if this is what you decide to do, you got to do this away from me. I don't want to be a part of it in any way, or I'm going to have to just like be away from you, like all of it. Like, protect your energy, you know, through and through, all the way. You have to be here for you. You are here with you for the rest of it, the entirety of it, infinity of it. So you would have to make the decision to detach from the person that you are aware has some sort of darkness that you can't fuck with. Like, you cannot live with this. This is not something that you can agree with. Even if you love that person, that is going to be something that you have to be able to swallow and just move forward and say good riddance. Like, all right, like, it is what it is. And then from there, you have the opportunity to see them win, or they will eventually become victims of their own plan. The one thing I do know, though, is there is a point of knowing what your purpose is in order for you to stay aligned with that purpose. So you would know when it is time to release and surrender, and when it is time to fight. Because sometimes when we fight, we lose. But sometimes when we release and allow things to unfold, we win. So knowing what your purpose is and the alignment of what you're doing and how you are settling into your lane, moving forward, that is what will dictate how things are supposed to transpire. There is a season for everything. So you have to be aware. There's a moment for you to actually like put in the work. There's a moment for you to actually just receive. I remember a time when I was trying to get signed by a management group so that I needed management. Like, there was no way I could move forward without management. Still to this day, that has been one of the things where I am in need of a manager, because there's already so much on my plate, and there was already so much on my plate. It was hindering me from being creative and being the business and being the facilitator. It was a lot. So I was just trying to delegate certain things so that I would have the space in my mind to just be more creative. Things are changing right now with that, which I'm so grateful for. And I am just gonna continue moving forward. We're gonna move forward, and we're gonna trust the process. There's certain times, there's certain days where I do get a little discouraged, and that's because I'm human. But to have people around, tangent, to have people around that can ground you, to keep you in motion, to help you when you are in those moments when you're down on yourself, you need those people around. This is another reminder. Get your people around you that actually care about you, that actually care about your future, that want to see you win, because those are the people that when shit's shaky, they gonna make shit stable, and you're gonna be able to breathe. But I was trying to get management, and eventually when I signed on to a management team, I was so happy. I was like, finally, and they were asking for, I think it was between 20 and 25% for certain things, right? And I was like, okay, cool. They kind of burdened me up when I went into sign. So I was like, okay, let's see how this works, and then, we'll be able to negotiate in 6 months. Within the first 2 weeks, I was like, nah, I gotta get out of this contract, bro. And an avenue opened in order for me to void the contract, because I was having to do so many things that would be outside of the scope that I wanted it to be in. And also with the management team, they weren't executing the things that they said within the contract, which made the contract null and void. So it was like, okay, you guys are just gonna feed off of me. Like, you see the things that I'm capable of doing. And maybe, I was a little naive with how I was just so eager to sign, just because I was like, finally, maybe this is the right fit. They took advantage of that. Once I was able to see there was a loop for me to get out of that shit, I took it, and I was out of there. But then from there, I remained who I was. I remained myself, and I kept moving forward, even though I was disappointed, I still had to go back into doing things for myself again. And it was just like, well, now at least I picked this up, at least I picked up the fact that this is something that I will not allow to happen this way again. There will be different protocol when the next time comes around, when I sign, So initially I was like, maybe I should fight, when I started seeing that the management team wasn't doing what they said they would do. So I was getting angry, I was getting frustrated and annoyed, and I was just like, bro, I want to get out of this. And I would express to the management that, hey, you guys aren't doing what you said you would. And they would always try to butter me. So it would be like, yo, I'm getting gaslit every day and a half. So it was interesting, because as I was like, I need to fight this, I need to get out of this somehow. I didn't have to fight. Thankfully, my awareness on how to even execute any type of legality on that was very minimal. So that's what stopped me from fighting in the first place. But if I went head first and trying to get lawyers involved and all of this, it would have been more than just having the loophole come to me. So the fact that I just sat in the moment and acknowledged what was in the contract, and I realized, oh, because you guys are not executing what was stated within the contract, that does pose for a loophole in order for me to null the entire contract, because this isn't what you guys said you would do in so many different areas. So from there, I let it happen. I was like, okay, I'm done with you guys. And there was little to no fighting necessary. I think the only fighting that you could really say happened was me expressing myself and how disappointed I was with the entire situation after signing, and everything was supposed to be so grand and it wasn't. So understanding when to fight and when to just let things unfold and surrender to them, because you know your purpose, you know your lane, it's very pivotal, and things will be a lot easier. The journey there may be like, why? But once you get to the other side, then it's like, oh, you know what? I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm always looked out for. I'm always taken care of. taken care of. I'm always taken care of. I don't even know if that's right. Oh, it doesn't sound right. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. And I'm protected. I'm provided for. So I'm good, you know? Everything is working out in my favor. And as long as I always have pure intention and full integrity on my end to be who I am and trustworthy in all its normalities and abnormalities, being trustworthy within it all. Like sometimes you might speak too much, sometimes you might be a little mysterious. But as long as you being truthful and good to people, you will find ease in a lot of things that are meant to happen for you. And remembering to stay just as you are in your lane, becoming more of who you are in your lane. You will not have to try so hard to reach higher heights. It will be something that you literally don't even acknowledge in the moment, maybe sometimes, that you're picking up a skill within your own emotional capacity, but then you end up being so much more equipped by the time you get to the level that you wanted to be in, that you just like, wow, all of this happened for a reason. And it's like, yeah, we got you, don't worry. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, this is the journey that we live for. The destination will always be there, but the journey is what makes it amazing. So we are here. And honestly, I love who I'm becoming. I love who I've been. I love who I am now, because I have always been somebody that has been steadfast in my beliefs and what I believe to be of the most solid truth. Even if it puts me against a lot of people, I will still stand by my truth. I will still stand by what I believe, even if I'm by myself in it. And most times, even if I'm by myself in my truth, if I'm wrong, I have no issue saying I'm wrong. But if I stood by myself and I'm right, that shit is so validating. It's like, okay, I'm not crazy, you know? So remember who you are. Remember why you're doing this. Remember what it's for. Stay true to your lane, to yourself, so that whatever comes in, you understand what you're meant to do in the moment, whether you're meant to fight, whether you're meant to surrender. Because in that moment, that could be life or death for you. And if it is your moment to die, it will be graceful. It will be of purpose. I can't even say graceful, because death is death. But it will be within the purpose. So you will win regardless. I don't even want to go into that for like, because that shit just gets so morbid after a point. Because we all know death is inevitable, but it's like some people die in vain, because they tried to go somewhere else, tried to get into another lane to get somewhere else, to get where they wanted to go, and that shit fucked them up. But some people die in purpose, and that stands the test of time. That makes the difference. I'll expound on that another conversation, because that one is a deeper conversation. But I'm pretty sure you guys very much understand where I'm coming from and what I'm saying right now. And you know, I just appreciate y'all being here with me and listening to me speak, and you know, speaking to me too. Like, we could have conversation. I love having these life altering, life solidifying conversations with y'all. So whenever y'all feel like it, y'all could reach out to me. I'm here for it all. And I look forward to the next episode, guys. Again, you guys have been watching another episode of Present Not Perfect. I am your host, Mimi Jeanite, and I will see you guys on the next epi. It's always been love. I will see you guys. Bye.